Well, it seems like the last few videos I've done have been about things going wrong. So I thought I'd do at least a short little video here about things that are going right. I had 4 sets of triplets born this year. Those girls are kind of noisy. I had 4 sets of triplets born this year. This is the... You're not happy that she's getting corn, are you? I might have to wait till she gets done to video the rest of this. You girls are just too noisy. Well, as I was trying to say earlier, I had 4 sets of triplets born this year, and this is the only set that is still on the ewe. Now, these are about 3 weeks old. They're all growing good. They're nursing good. She seems to have plenty of milk. Now, I have set up this creep panel back here so I could give these lambs a little extra feed and try to get them started on the feed as soon as I can. Take a little bit of the pressure off of her. But they're really not going back there very much, even though I've kept feed back there for them. I've got other lambs out here that are about 3 weeks old. They need to get started on this creep feed. So I'm going to move the creep panel out here where I normally put it so the other lambs can get some. I'll try to set up some other sort of creep pen for these lambs in here using some gates or something. Surely I can come up with something. But I did want to make a quick video just to show you that everything doesn't go bad. In fact, it's been a pretty good lambing season. I haven't had to help many of them. Everything has gone pretty good. We do have 3 ladies out here that seem to be holding out on me. Hopefully we can get them done here in the next week or so. Sometimes they're just a little bit of laggards, I guess. These 3 little lambs are looking good. Like I mentioned, I had 4 sets of triplets. The one ewe is still nursing her triplets, and that's why she's being kept separate, so I can give her a little extra feed. The other triplets, one of them I did lose. It got laid on, and it didn't make it. Of the other 2 sets of triplets, one of them, see if I can find it. I saw it just a minute ago, but I don't see it now. One of them I got grafted over onto another ewe and let her raise it. She has taken to it just fine. This actually might be her right here. That's the ewe and her lamb, and then the other one that grafted onto her is around here somewhere. But she has taken to it really well. Then I had 1 set of triplets that was 2 nice big ram lambs and a little small 6-pound ewe lamb, and I knew that was just not going to work. So I went ahead and pulled it off, and I've got a nephew who's wanting to get into sheep. He's got a few. He's just kind of getting started. So I let him take that little ewe lamb and raise it on a bottle. I think she'll do fine. He'll do good with it, and that'll give him a nice ewe to help get his flock going. So out of 4 sets of triplets, I only had to put 1 on a bottle. The one that ended up getting laid on, I could have grafted it over onto another ewe. The biggest problem I had is I only had 1 head gate to do that with. I'm going to remedy that situation here before too long and either buy or build me another head gate so I can do 2 of them at a time if I need to. So today I want to get the creep pen set up for these lambs and get them started, and then we'll just kind of take a look at some of these lambs and see how they are doing. for no more than 3 weeks, these lambs are doing really well. That's probably the oldest lambs out here is 3 weeks. The youngest is about a week and a half. Little ewe there. Couple of little ram lambs. Nice little spotted ram lamb. This little shed here is where I'm going to set up the creep pen. I'll put my creep gate across it, and the lambs can get inside there, get out of the weather. They'll be able to get to some creep feed. Well, let's go set this up out there where all the lambs can get some use out of it. I guess the first thing we have to do is get the ewes out of here. Come on, bro. Come on. Now for the creep feed, built this thing taller. I've just got this trough that can hang over this 2x4 here. Then I'll just put some feed in here. This is just my regular, yeah, girls, I'll leave things alone a little bit. This is just the regular corn and soybean meal that the ewes are getting. And I've also mixed in a little bit of some pellets for the lambs. Kind of give them a little bit of variety. See what they would like to eat, like to work on. They generally like the soybean meal as well as anything. No, stay out, girl. Stay out. You gotta stay out. No, you all stay out. Let me get the thing closed up. Girls know that's in there. These girls would really like to get to that feed, even though they have feed over here in their feeder. I guess new feed's better. I'm gonna put, you girls make it hard to talk. I'm gonna put some more bedding in there, and I'm gonna put some more bedding in here, kind of encourage the lambs to go in there and hang out. They're already used to going in there a little bit, so that'll be good. I think they'll get curious eventually, walk in there and start nibbling on that feed. This has worked pretty good in the past to get those ewes in there, or to get the lambs in there rather, get them started on some feed. It's hard for them to compete with those ewes in that other feeder. That lamb right there is the one that I fostered onto that ewe. As you can see, she has done a great job of taking care of that lamb and her own lamb. That's going to be a nice, be a pretty lamb, I think. Got those spots on him. Now she'll get scored a little higher on her mothering ability because she did such a good job with a foster lamb. That is something that I track with my ewes, how good they do in their mothering. They basically, it's a score of 1 to 5, they get a 3 if they're average. If they don't do as well, they get knocked down to a 2. One that has taken a lamb that was not hers will probably get a 5, depending on how well she did. She'll get a 4 or a 5. And a ewe that rejected her lamb will get a 1, and she probably won't be around long. Now let's see if we can get some other creep area for these triplet lambs. I've got a gate, but I'm not sure it's going to be long enough. Thinking about taking this bar gate. If I just turn it this way, the lambs can get through that and the ewe won't be able to. Well, I think that would work just fine for a creep gate. The only issue I've got, I think when I put a pan in there, I think the ewe's going to be able to reach it. At least if the lambs move it at all, she'll be able to reach it and pull it out and eat all the feed out of it. Let me think on this a little more. Well, I wouldn't want this to be the difference between the sheep staying in or not, but I think that'll work for the creep panel. The sheep can slide between the bars on that gate. I just added one of my panels from my lambing pins to make it longer, so it's a further reach back there. Maybe the lambs won't move that pan out too much to where she gets to it. And if she does, there won't be enough in there to hurt her. It's the same thing she's been eating anyway. And I don't put very much in there because I try to keep it fresh for the lambs to encourage them to eat more of it. Now, you little boys gonna figure this out, I hope.